I'm kind of curious. I want to ask you this one. Like when I back up and I look at how I made it in real estate, I didn't have any money as a college kid. I saved up, took me 14 months to save up $5,000 according to my mentor's advice. And I put that as a 3.5% down payment on a property, a little bungalow with a basement that I could rent out. And my wife and I were living in it for free. And then I used the equity in the first house to buy the second. I used the equity in the second to buy the third. And after I'd done 3 deals, that's when I caught someone's attention that said, hey, I kind of thought you were stupid, but now I've got some FOMO because you got track record. And I bought 50 homes with that next person. And after I'd bought 5, I started finding other people that I started buying real estate with. And I really never used my own money ever again for the most part. Like in 99% of my acquisitions, I don't use cash, at least never my own. I'm always using somebody else's. When did OPM, like I know you got into real estate, 2011 with your realtor's license. By 2015, it sounds like, while you were playing baseball, all you had was 10 grand in the bank. But that was your first year you started really getting going. I think you said by 2018 it was your first year making, was it $1 million?
Yeah, I made $2 million that year.
Made $2 million. When did you start using OPM on your journey of real estate investing?
2017. So my first 2 years, I flipped about 25 homes.
Just all on your own money?
Yeah, well, me and my buddy MasterCard and Visa and American.
Okay, so MasterCard and Visa partnered up with you, and they're like,
yep.
Yeah, bro.
Like, we believe in you, dude.
We believe in you. What was your interest? Do you remember on your first credit card what your interest was?
Well, actually, I do, because in 2015, when I decided I was going to do this, I just applied for every card under the sun. And so most of them had 0%. Yeah. So I was like, this is great. So I had 0% for, 12, 18 months.
So you had, what did you have, like 30, 40, 50 grand?
Yep. 50 grand.
And you would
total.
Well, I'm just kind of curious. The very first time you're racking up your credit card for doing your first flip, did you have moments where you're like, this is dumb, this is stupid, what if this doesn't work out? What if the house doesn't sell?
To be honest, because I had been a realtor for 5 years before that, even though I was a crappy realtor, I didn't really have that fear, because
you were past that.
Yeah, like I was like, I know what this house is worth. Like at the bare minimum, I'm going to probably break even. And maybe I was wrong about what I think I could get for it. But worst case, I'm going to lose a little bit of money, but it's not going to not sell. So
no, that's good. I work with a lot of investors that are not realtors. And so a lot of them, they don't know how to do comps. They don't know how to run a CMA. And so they really don't know what something is worth. And there's a lot of faith where they're like, okay, like, I hope this thing is worth what, because technically the only way to know what it's worth is what someone's willing to pay for it. And I paid undervalue for it. So maybe that's the only thing that it's worth. There's a lot of, a lot of jitters for those first time investors that aren't realtors and don't know how to comp properties, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, dude. It's trust me, even as a guy who had experience, once you finally go all in, it's scary. And there's a lot riding on. But here's always my philosophy. And I tell people this, at events and stuff. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, you got to look at everything as a risk, because nothing is guaranteed. Yeah. And it's like, all right, what's the reward if this works out? And at that time I said, well, if it works out, we'll make probably 25, 30 grand. And that'll be more than I've ever made. And I was like, all right, that's a great reward. What's a probable outcome? Like if that's best case scenario, what's probable? Probable is maybe I make 10 grand. I screw up some things I don't see and I make 10 grand. Okay. What's a bad outcome? I break even. That to me was a bad outcome, because I felt confident in the numbers. I said, what's like a terrible outcome? I'm like, well, maybe I'll lose 10 grand or 20 grand. Right. So you run all these scenarios and you're like, I can live with any of those outcomes. Okay. By the way. And even the opportunity of losing was like minuscule compared to breaking even or winning. And because of that, I was like, well, let's just do the deal then. Right. I'll take those bets, because everything's a bet at the end of the day. I'm from Vegas, so it's a bet. I understood gambling. And I was like, but here's the thing. In the end, okay, I'm not where I want to be. And I have no possible way of getting out of this situation with all of my current ways of making money and doing things. So if this does work out, the opportunity and the upside is tremendous. Yeah. If it doesn't, if I never even attempt it, I'm going to still be in the same situation. Yeah. No, I have no opportunity of even getting out of this if I don't take the risk. Yeah. And so to me, I'm like, I have everything to lose by not trying.
Yeah.
And that's always been my mindset is like, look, if you
Mhm.
don't try, you will always lose.
So, flipping, I've flipped a couple thousand properties, but to be honest, dude, they scare me sometimes because when your market is good, and I'm talking about at scale, not a deal, but like when you
Yeah.
have 50 deals going or 100 deals going. So kind of curious, like when was the first time you felt like you scaled up your portfolio where you were doing a ton of deals, but the market kind of turned a little on you, either made you nervous or made you feel like you had to liquidate or lost money? Like, what was that like? Or have you experienced that?
Oh yeah. My first time losing money was like my 80th flip. And I remember I lost about 20 grand. I was like, man,
You went 80 deals.
I
Jeez.
went 80 deals.
What's
And I was,
up in that period of time? What's the most you ever made on a flip?
good question. I don't think I had any like massive bangers. Like I
Yeah.
had a lot of singles and doubles. I think probably
Yeah.
like 60 grand or something might have been the max at
Okay.
that point.
So you're making like 10, 20, 30,
My
40,
average
maybe.
was 20 at that
Yeah.
time.
20
Yeah.
grand a flip and done
Yep.
80 of these profitably.
Yep.
Why did you lose on the 80th one? What happened?
I tried a luxury one. That's why I lost.
Oh,
It was the
oh, it
most
was high
expensive
end.
one. So, well, for me at the time, it was high end.
Like
And I
what was the buy-in price?
it was like 600 grand,
And
which
and
remember, this is
after
like
repair
20.
value?
What?
After repair value, what was it going to be?
Dude, I can't remember all the exact numbers, but what I remember is, this is like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2017. So 600 grand in Vegas, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
That same house today, I mean, it's got to be worth like 1.5.
Double. Yeah,
Yeah, at least.
exactly.
So what happened wrong? Well, two things. One, I tried to just like relist it. It was an off-market deal. I'm like, oh, it's in good shape, but it was ugly.
Yeah.
I was like, I bet you I could just relist this thing for like 750 or something. So I bought it and relisted it. It sat on the market for months. Nothing happened. And so I'm just eating holding cost. So then I take it off the market. We go renovate it. Kind of still like a half butt job because
Yeah.
I'm like, well, dude, it's still in good shape. Like, let's just fix up a couple things. And I learned a big lesson throughout the whole experience. It was like, look, when you're dealing with luxury, you're all
gotta
in
go all
or
out.
not. Yeah, you just can't be in between. And so I learned the hard way, ended up selling it, lost about 20 grand. And I was like, all right, well, if I ever go luxury again, I better be willing to just.
Bro, can I just tell you, I think losing only 20 grand on a luxury deal is like a saving grace.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Like I know buddies on luxury, like I just lost $250,000 or I mean, some of those get ugly.
Oh, for sure. Yep. So that was my first L. And then in 2018, that was the first time I ever did over 100 flips in a year. And so,
Wow.
I had about 70 going at once. And during that time, they raised rates and it was also the winter.
Yeah.
And I got stuck holding the bag and wondering, why are my flips not selling? What happened to all the offers? It was a hot market. And, all of a sudden, dude, I had to start eating losses for the first time. And, the $2 million I made in 2018, I probably gave about $1 million of it back in 2019, from deals I had to carry over and sell.